That's an interesting game, and again, Cousins played great. Tied a season high with 16 points in the paint. Golden State scored 51% of its points in the paint in this game, their fourth highest percentage in a game this season. So again, no Durant. They turned their attention to the big fella, and it works. And so, Frank Vogel, I will turn my attention to you for the first time this morning. The Rockets are trying to sweep the season series, couldn't do it without KD. What did you take away from this game as far as what we might see if these teams meet again?
Well, I think the biggest thing, obviously, is the integration of DeMarcus continues to grow. And I still think there's a lot to explore with his game and the pieces that will be around him. But, you look at this game, and even though Kevin Durant is out, you have Steph and Klay on the floor, and they're throwing it into DeMarcus every time in the fourth quarter. And, he's just killing the Rockets. So he's going to be a heck of a weapon for them down the stretch.
What does it say, Jalen? The Warriors have had a strange little run. Showdown game with Denver the other night. They blow them out. Then they lose to Phoenix at home. And now they come back here playing without KD and beat another one of their big contenders. Where are the Warriors right now?
Well, recently they dealt with injury. You get Klay Thompson back, then you lose KD. You're still trying to integrate Boogie. Remember, this is a large man who had an Achilles injury that he's trying to recover from. So you're trying to put all of those parts back into it. But they're so very talented, and sometimes they get bored, Greeny.
Quickly, again, these teams played 7 tough games last year in the Western Finals, and if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, maybe Houston wins the championship. Do you believe they remain right now, the Rockets, the biggest threat to Golden State in the West?
There's no question they are the biggest threat. When you have deep playoff experience with a current core, that's so valuable going into the playoffs. And, there's a lot of other worthy candidates that you can put in that list, but definitely Houston is the top.
We will go through the Western Conference, which is jam-packed, in a few minutes here, or maybe a little bit later than that. Our next hour, we'll do that here on Get Up. I want to play, however, and I mentioned this in the tease of the program, something Boogie Cousins said after the game. So, again, he played the best game he has played in a Golden State uniform, and then afterwards, he made this analogy when describing their season till now.
Have you been surprised this year? It does seem like it's a different something every day, right?
Oh, it's something every day. It's like, my grandmother, when I was younger, she had this show she used to watch. I'm sure y'all heard of it, As the World Turns. And, it was just, she called it her story. I got to watch my story. I used to watch it with her, and, every episode, it was something. That's what this has turned into, As the World Turns.
The NBA is a soap opera in itself. It's probably the best soap opera in the world. And then you got this team which is right in the middle of that entire soap opera. It's interesting.
All right, so I was always more of a General Hospital guy myself, but he chooses As the World Turns. What do you make of that? What do you take from Boogie Cousins? Again, plays the best game he's played in a Golden State uniform, calling it a soap opera.
They watch all my children in my house. Here's the thing. For a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, he scored more points, coach, than anybody in the league that has not participated in the playoffs. Right. He was a member of the Sacramento Kings, and he was their best player. He went to the Pelicans. He was their second best player. Now with the Warriors, he's probably their third or fourth best player. And they've won 3 of the last 4 championships. He's relevant now. So everything is going to make news. KD's free agency. He and Draymond in the huddle blowing up. KD and Kyrie. Who gets hurt? Who's available? Everything that happens with their team is going to drive the narrative, and rightfully so, because they're the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, you said it this morning when we talked about it on SportsCenter. Welcome to relevancy, DeMarcus Cousins. Relevant teams are like a soap opera. You've lived this, Frank. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think he and Draymond are both right. The NBA itself is the best story going right now, and it is a big soap opera. But every team in the league, all 30 teams are a soap opera, okay? And they're living that right now with their own internal issues and the fun that they're having, and every team is a story. And it's what makes all that great.
It is, it is sort of like there are all these storylines that go on. And what do stories have? They have heroes and villains. And Boogie is a guy who has been cast as the villain through most of his career. What is he now? If you're gonna cast him in the soap opera that is the NBA, what role is Boogie Cousins
That's
playing?
the role he plays with the Golden State Warriors. And the thing is, he's going to also not only need to provide points, but at some point he's going to need to provide some physicality and muscle. And I'm not underestimating the fact when he went against Jokic and when he went against Capella, you notice he played a lot better and he took it personal.
I watch these shows. I'm telling you right now, what's going to happen? Draymond Green is going to turn out to be his own twin. That's what's going to wind up happening here. It's going to turn out he is actually his own twin, and someone is going to wake up from a coma. Okay.